Hi there! In order to organize your team's work and make sure that content is made the way you want it to be made with the help of SEOZoom, here comes the editorial plan to help us. Having first seen together how the editorial assistant works and understanding how SEOZoom really helps us so much when we make content to have access to so much information that can enrich the understanding we have of the content to be made, will help us to fully appreciate the support that the editorial plan is able to give us. The editorial plan is designed for publishers, for those who are going to coordinate an editorial activity, to assign and involve their copywriters in the creation of the content. The platform looks like this. As we filter each project, we have an article summary screen, a performance screen, a list of invited copywriters, and, if already created, a screen dedicated to categories. Let's start with an important fact. SEOZoom is not a marketplace, so it is not possible to go and buy content as it happens perhaps on other platforms. But it is, however, possible to ask other copywriters to collaborate on our project. Let me explain more about how it works. Let's access the copywriter part. Here, first of all, we can see who are the copywriters that I have currently added to the platform. Inviting a new copywriter is super simple. We click on Add Copywriter and enter their email in the box provided. Once we click on Invite, the invited copywriters will be able to decide whether they will actually accept our invitation and thus become part of our working team. A copywriter we invite may also decide to make himself or herself available to other editors. But in this case, any new business relationships will have to be agreed by personal message or through the contacts each one makes available. Messages can be managed from the Messages part at the top, while contacts can be updated both while setting up one's profile or later via the little man-shaped icon at the top right. So, how does the assignment of a content work? We click on Write Article and enter some information such as the title of the article, the main keyword, the possible secondary keywords, which project we have in the main platform is associated with this content, and what is, if needed, the corresponding category, which we can also directly create from here. Once we have entered this data, we can decide its delivery date and preferred length, and add any editorial notes. If we are not writing the article ourselves, by switching the appropriate selector, we can go and choose a specific copywriter to do the writing. Once we have filled in all the data, we click on Save so that the copywriter can receive the commission. He or she will still have to manually accept the commission that has been assigned to him or her in order to then actually proceed with the work. Depending on the state that the content is in, so whether it is, for example, in draft, published, or delivered, we have in the menu on the left a whole series of indicators that help us precisely to understand at a glance how the editorial plan for the coming weeks is developed. We might find useful, in addition to this summary status, also to go and check in the calendar what are the next publication we have assigned, on what dates, and what is therefore the next content that will be delivered to us. Once the content has been delivered to us, we can go and accept it so to see if everything's okay, request any changes if there's anything that needs to be adjusted, but most importantly, once we decided that the article is perfect and can be actually published, after publication, we can go and enter the date and URL of publication by clicking in this button here. Entering this information is very important since, going back in the Performance tab, we will get an overview on the set of content that has been made within the editorial plan, and we can see their traffic, the total keywords they're bringing in, how many keywords are ranked in the top 10, their distribution, who are the most active copywriters, the ones that are performing the best, obviously just by purely considering keywords data and traffic estimation. It is just an indicator, but an indicator that could make the job of those who need to coordinate so many copywriters so much easier. Depending on the SEOZoom plan subscribed, it is possible to involve a different number of users in the editorial plan. Just 1 copywriter for the live plan, 5 in case of professional, 10 for the business, and 20 for the corporate. One last very important thing. We can have a recap on notification about status changes, accepted, unaccepted content, and whatnot within the notification section. And we can also change databases should we want to pursue activities in the Italian, Spanish, French, or German database instead. At this point, I'd like to show you what the platform looks like instead from the point of view of the person receiving the invitation, so the copywriters who receives the opportunity to join the editorial team and that will have access to his own specific screen with his own specific login, and who therefore have access only to the content we have assigned to him or her. Here we are. This is the URL and this is the login page from which the copywriter will access the platform. We have our summary dashboard with content that has yet to be accepted, content that has already been completed, delivered, archived, etc. While from the list of assigned articles, we can see their title, the date of assignment, and the date of delivery, what is the reference project, possibly the main keyword we were assigned, and the total content score we achieved, again based on the data I previously showed you in the editorial assistant video. Should we want to double check a piece of content, see what we did, we just need to click on the title to access all the details within the editor. This is the exact screen the copywriter sees when working on the content. Among the icons at the top right, the copywriter will also be able to access the editorial calendar, the list of who the editors they are collaborating with are, the messages and notification sections. They will be able to access all the different databases available and to edit, integrate any info related to their personal profile. Using the editorial plan and SEOZoom other editorial tools such as the editorial assistant helps both editors and copywriters produce a type of content that is not only the result of expertise and creativity, but also rock-solid data. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.